There have been two moments in my life thus far, two time periods where I was completely lost and didn't know how the fuck I was going to get through those times. I had lost all hope, become depressive, played a big victim mindset, wasn't really enjoying life whatsoever. The first moment came when, a lot of you know, when I was 21 years old, I lost my father to cancer. And I got to see a man who I looked up to, who I loved, pass away in front of my eyes. And around that time, too, I was still living at home with my parents. I was 21 years old and charging only $20 a haircut. At that moment in time, I had no clue what I was going to do with my life. I felt like a loser. I felt like a complete fuck up, making 2-3K a month, while all my friends at that moment in time were almost getting ready to graduate college, right? Because 21, 22 years old, around that age, 3 to 4 years after high school. I'm seeing everybody I went to high school with, like, enjoying their college life. They seem like they're going out partying, they're getting their degrees, they're interning at like these big companies, and I'm just a little barber who still lives at home, still lives in his hometown, failed moving out one time, struggled, and the career path I chose was leading me down a pathway that, like, I didn't see any hope in whatsoever. And I was stuck. The second time I was very depressed and lost came after I retired from barbering. For those of you who don't know, I worked at a barbershop in Sacramento after I worked in two barbershops. First one was called Rare Barbershop off Power and Fruit Ridge. And then I moved to the Rich Barber Hair Studio in downtown Sacramento, working for Chuka. Now, that shop brought me a lot of, like, insight. It changed my mindset overall in terms of, like, getting into reading. Chuka was like one of the first people to get me into reading whatsoever. He gave me books to read overall. And really, everybody was up about personal development there. And it felt like a family. In 2018, I started the New Era Barbering. And I started picking up steam, the company at least. I was helping a lot of barbers get really, really good results. However, Chuka was not happy with that, right? The owner of the shop, because he wanted me to be promoting the shop all the time and didn't want me promoting my own self, and felt like there was conflicting branding going on, and took me to the side one day to like a tea shop and sat me down. It was like, basically the ultimatum was like, it was a 45-minute conversation, and the ultimatum was basically either shut down the New Era Barbering, stop doing this shit and you can basically cut hair, or get the fuck out, right? That was basically the ultimatum. 2 days, and it was very passive aggressive. Like, I looked at Chuka as my brother at the time, so he was like, "Hey, just think about it. Think about your decision overall." I was like, "All right, cool. I'll think about my decision." 2 days after that, I get a call at 9 a.m. I still remember it was like a 10 to 12 second call. I remember exactly how long it was, right? And the call just went something like this. I picked up the phone, was like, "Yo, what's up, man? What's up, Chuka?" And basically, it was quiet for like maybe 2 or 3 seconds. And all he said on the other line was, because he was living in LA at the time, he said, "I'm going to be back in Sacramento this weekend, and I better not see none of your shit in my shop." And I said, "Bet," and hung up. And that set me on the journey of basically, I made a decision. Okay, cool. Am I going to go to a different shop? What am I going to do? I already have this company. I'm getting good results. I'm in a good position financially for myself. I'm going to take a shot at running this company, right? I think I'm ready to stop barbering and kind of go all in with this thing and kind of see how far it goes. In about 3 months, I went from having a really good amount of savings saved up, like probably about 30, 40K saved up. And basically, my accounts were down to zero, right? Basically was dead broke. I was so broke for about 12, 14 months that I couldn't pay my light bills. If I had to take a meeting, like, my lights would go off before a meeting, and I would have to drive really quick over to my mom's house, just so I had power to take the meeting, right? And I was in a very low moment at that point too, because here I am, very well known on social media, yet I'm dead broke, right? and the company like the company wasn't making money. Like I was spending money on ads, but it wasn't bringing me back money at all, and I was going to the negatives. I remember I even have screenshots of these times where I think, let me see if I can bring up the actual screenshot actually so I can show you guys. I remember screenshotting because the my bank account at the moment in time, and man, it was probably, I don't know if I can find it here. I probably should have this prepared. I remember like both accounts were maybe at best a couple dollars. Basically, it was just, I was dead broke, and I was lucky to have maybe $100 in my bank account. And this is very like stressful for me because here I am again too. I go out in public. I was growing my YouTube at the time, and I was very well known, and people like would record me. Like I remember going out to dinner with my girlfriend at the time, and people would just record me, not come up and talk to me, just record me and post me on their stories. So it doesn't seem like a big deal, but like there's a lot of internal talk and a lot of internal like, man, you're such a failure. And like I felt like everybody knew I was a failure and was basically making fun of me. Even though they weren't. They were just like, you know, they were just people like, oh my God, I see this guy on YouTube all the time. He's out at this restaurant. Oh my God. Like there was one time where we were sitting at a bar and the guy's next to us and my girlfriend, I'm like, I'm kind of like sitting with my girlfriend right here. We're talking like this. The guys are behind me. And she's like, don't look, but these guys are fucking recording you and like posting on their story about you, like all of them. And, I just remember being very embarrassed because like that was a time too where like I didn't even know I could pay the bill at the bar for like the food and drinks that we got, right? And I struggled heavily. Both times I felt like I had no direction in life. Both times I felt like I didn't know where I was going in life. And the only thing that really kept me alive, right? Physically alive. Because like you get thoughts coming into your mind all the time about like when you're in a very dark place, was how cool would my story be, right? To go from this to being a success. How cool would it be to be a kid who didn't go to college, barely passed high school, worked a valet job, was a barber. How cool would it be if this guy, you know, ran a $500 million, $1 billion company eventually one day? And that like hope, that like vision, that focus, that dream kept me at least afloat and like at least taking risks and still trying every day. Hope is like a great action motivator, right? It helps you take action every single day. And that one vision, that one hope, that one like little like idea allowed me every single day, no matter what I did, all I wanted to do was work because I did not ever want to feel like that again. Eventually, of course, back in like 2016, like a year or two after my father passed, he passed in 2015. You know, I had that dream of like, well, you know, I can't go any lower, so I can only gain from this, right? In both situations, I legit can't go any lower. My bank account's in like zero. Like, if I go negative, it's like it is what it is. I can only go up from here. Those moments I look back upon like, holy fuck. That was some of the strongest moments I've ever had. I've had to like lift myself up out of. And now I have proof for myself. I can handle anything. I can handle whatever is thrown, like obstacle is thrown in my way. I talk about this a lot, about these character defining moments, right? They build resilience in you. These moments, like you should look forward to them as a test, not as like why can't this be easy enough? I think too many of you are looking at this thing like, why isn't this easy enough for me? Why am I struggling so hard? And that's the wrong mindset to have. Because if you're trying to look for something that's easy all the time, or looking for an easy way out, or something that like can go ahead and come quickly to you, and like, oh, why can't my life be like so butterflies? It's not going to be that way. It's going to be hard. You're going to face hardships. You're going to face roadblocks. You're going to face really, really hard times. The thing that helped me, I mean, in 2016, I had to basically build up from nothing. What helped me when I retired from barbering was I was like, well, I've been through something hard like this before. I know I can overcome this. And so I had a little glimpse of hope and a little bit of like proof that no matter what, I can make it through this thing. And sometimes in life, that's all you need. Just that little sliver, that little door opening, that little crack. Just give yourself a little fucking crack. Give yourself a little bit of a chance. Because I know now, if you give me a centimeter of a chance, it's game over. Right? And I think a lot of you always wonder, why do I have so much confidence in what I do? How do I keep on pushing on when there's a lot of shit that goes on that I might be vocal to you guys about in the program, about like stuff that happens with the company, people backstabbing me, people doing me very dirty in business, and the lessons I've had to learn. And it's really because I've gone through certain moments and have come up on the other side. I'm like, I can do this again. Think about sports teams, right? If you want to have, like, let's say the best quarterback, you want that quarterback to have gone through like the regular season, all the hard. You don't want them like blowing the teams out all the fucking time. You want the fucking close games. You want to see, all right, let me test this guy. Let me see how he does under pressure. That way, when the stakes are high, I know how he's going to handle that pressure, right? You prepare for these moments. And so whatever you're going through right now, don't look at it and don't look at it like, man, why can't this be easy? Say, okay, cool. This has a purpose. This is going to serve a purpose for me as proof that I can get through this eventually one day, and anything else that stands in my way beyond this point is going to be a cakewalk. Because I can tell you this, and I've said this before, it's only going to get harder. The further that you go, you're going to face even more hardships, more backstabbings, more even tougher low moments. And these times when you get past these low moments, those are the times that build confidence. Those are the times that build character. So thrive in it, welcome it, dance in it. I really like to think about it like, I really try to get really comfortable in the chaos, right? I really try to get comfortable in the chaos. Because I know if I can get comfortable in chaos, if I can handle all the shits flying around, when it's easy, I'll go even further. I'll keep on fucking rising even further. Nothing can stand in my way that I can't accomplish. So for you guys today, I want you to really think about everything you're going through right now is exactly what you should be going through. Don't be pushing it away. Don't be wishing for better times. Even wish for harder times. Make yourself even more resilient. Because these are the times I'm thankful for. Those are the times that I think back on. I'm like, thank God I went through that because I know I can handle whatever the fuck comes my way. And I think it's such a blessing in life to go through those things. And all of you are just dropping the ball on that and like wishing these things wouldn't happen when you can't even see these things, whatever you believe in, higher power, God. This is God just saying, hey, this is exactly what you should be going through. I've planned this for you. I know you can go ahead and be resilient in this. Prove it to yourself. So today, this weekend, this month, this year, prove it to yourself. Because once you do that one time, it's game fucking over. Level's been passed. It's time to scale on to the next level beyond that point. So don't push these moments away. Thrive in them.